Welcome back. We're gonna start doing Wrecking Crew right now. So we'll see how this goes. I might do it into one video, or I might do 4 videos. This is technically like 4 different miniatures. Look on the colors. So we'll see how this goes. Compared to grunts, because of the large base, it's not that bad if you wanted to build everything together, but I'm kinda hate doing everything together when it comes to like grunts. It's very annoying, and especially each one of them is completely different color, so I separated them. The only one that I glued to the base is Bulldozer, because his like points of contact are much smaller, and when I primed it with, you know, sliding them already into those deep grooves, and we're holding in place for my airbrush. So up to you how you prime it. I think that might be easiest to, you know, do them individually. And we're gonna start painting. So like always, we're gonna start with the base colors. So most of the miniature, he's really 3 colors: skin, suit, and the metal pieces. So we're gonna apply the suit part first. So we're gonna apply orange color, this light orange, all throughout his suit. Do like really watered down 10 coats. Orange is very similar to yellow in pigment, so it also leaves streaks and it's hard to dry. So give it a second, do it slowly, do something like this, and we'll go from there. So you can see orange completed, so Bulldozer is like 75% done. We're gonna apply a metallic to boots, belt, and gloves and helmet. And then we're gonna do a face, and he's mostly completed. So it's a cool model. This overall miniature is very special. Almost every color in existence we're gonna be used, but we'll have fun. So after orange, like I said, we're gonna move to silver. So we're gonna do the boots. So we're gonna apply it to the boots on the bottom. We're gonna do the belt. So the belt right there. And then this entire top section of the face, we're gonna make it metal. Everything on the top is gonna be metal. So once I have that done, I'll show you that in a quick second. So you can see the silver parts on the Bulldozer done. So the only thing we have to do is complete the face, shade him, and then highlight the orange. So going along, I think after all I'm gonna make it into one long video of each one of those dudes. We'll see how it comes out with the time. So now we're gonna move to the last color on Bulldozer. So we just have to do a little bit of the mouth. So literally section right there, like this, without the chin, because the chin is already, you know, covered by the mask. So it's literally just mouth up to halfway through the nose, like this, and Bulldozer is completed. Now we're gonna shade him. You could leave him like this, and you can have four dudes like this. We'll see how it applies. So now we're gonna apply one shade over the entire thing. So it's gonna be Raidland Flash shade, and you're gonna go quick, take the big brush and apply over everything. I want it brownish with the metal. This is not shiniest metal that I want on him. At the same time, it's gonna match, you know, with skin and orange color. So you can do everything like I'm doing at once. One quick layer of, you know, shade, and miniature is gonna get a significant amount of texture back again into it, which I kinda dig. I don't know if I'm gonna highlight it really because it's for the video. I don't plan to really put too. If I wasn't recording this, I wouldn't put that much effort into this one specific miniature. I kinda I'm not a fan of this. It's a beautiful miniature, don't take me in there, but I just don't like those group miniatures, when it's especially of the guy. Like grunts, I can live with, it's grunts, but now they're going to start creating characters. Like I really don't like that. I hope they will not come up with anything like that ever again, but that's just my personal preference. So yeah, you can see shade applied over the entire thing. So now it's gonna give you that brownish color over the entire thing. So it's like Bulldozer colors, and we'll go from there. We're gonna do a little bit of cleanup right now. So we're gonna start with all these raised parts, and we're gonna re-go over the orange color like this. So you're gonna highlight each individual muscle starting from there, and you're gonna go over everything, and that's gonna go through entire miniature. So you can see orange is completed. You can see individual muscles highlighted, contrasting with the recessed area, so he really stands out right now, and all the metal is standing out. We're just gonna touch a little bit of a face, and I think we're gonna let him go. So we're gonna touch up the skin. So we have literally very little to do. We just see on the face, we have to touch up the lips very slowly and delicately to give a little bit of texture, and a little bit on the cheeks. And that will be it. Something like this. So we're gonna do a little bit of a highlight on this miniature. So we're gonna take Fire Dragon Bright. Kinda wish to now understand how Citadel really named their colors, because they're coming up with the names that are very, very specific sometimes, sometimes not. But we're gonna take and we're gonna apply it in those, typical muscle lines. So highlighting it slightly, all this ribs part, around the chest. So you can see a little bit of lighter highlights, like for example on the leg here. It's very slight, so you might not even notice this, but once I have everything, I'll show you this completed. So did a little bit of highlights on the orange. There's very little visible. I think I want to leave it like that. I don't know if I want this to be too much colors on this miniature, because there's gonna be 4 dudes sitting there. It might just be too overwhelming compared to other miniatures of this line, and I like it. I'm gonna go with it, and now we're gonna move, I think, to Pile Driver. So I'll see you in the next miniature in the same video. So we're gonna move to Pile Driver right now. So we're gonna start with Celestial Grey, and his chest and portions of the arms we're gonna apply to white wood. So something like this, and I'll show you completed in a quick second. So you can see Celestial Grey applied. So we have his shirt done. Now we're gonna move to red, which is gonna his, the top section of his suit and the legs, and we'll go from there. After him, we're might be like halfway run through the miniature. So we're moving the second base color. We're gonna apply Mephiston red. So we're gonna apply over the pants and the top section of his suit, over the head and lower towards the neck. Something like this. And I'll show you how it completes in a second. So Pile Driver red is completed. Now we're gonna move to blue to do the shoes and belt. And then we're gonna do skin tone. And that's for now for Pile Driver. So after red we're gonna move to blue. So we're gonna start applying 2 boots. So contour blue is gonna go all over the boot section, and we're gonna do the belt right there. So belt and boots, and once we have that, we'll go to the next color, and I'll show you that in a second. So you can see blue completed, the belt and boots, and now we're gonna move to hair. So the next color we're gonna do is we're gonna apply yellow over hair. So we're gonna go over there. And once you apply over the entire hair section, I'll show you how it looks completed. So you can see the hair completed. The miniature looks almost done with all the base colors. Now we're just gonna apply the skin tone. So we're gonna create a skin color right now. So we're gonna apply skull over the hands. So all this right there. And same as on the bulldozer, we're gonna apply it to the face right there, and I'll show you completed entire section in a minute. So you can see the flesh completed. The miniature looks really nice right now. All the base colors, you could glue him like that right now, but we're gonna go to apply some shade. So So the first shade that we're gonna apply Breakland Fresh shade. So it's gonna go all over the skin and all over the white parts. So we're gonna go over here, the main face, and also hair. So I'll show you all completed in a second. So you can see Breakland Fresh shade applied to white and the skin and hair. Now we're gonna apply red shade over the pants and the top section of the costume. Okay. So you can see the Breakland Fresh shade applied over the white part, skin, and the yellow part. So now we're gonna move and we're gonna apply over the red pants and the top part of the costume. So red is gonna be quick. We're just gonna apply it over the entire pants, avoiding the boots and the belt. If we avoid belt properly, we're not gonna have to fix it. So be careful, but you know, you can always go and touch up any part you want. So something like this, and I'll show you completed in a second. So you can see red shade applied to red parts, and now we're just gonna apply shade over boots, and main parts of the miniature are completed. Then it's gonna be just, you know, highlighting back again the flesh tone, like always flesh, white, red, blue, and like always we're gonna go one by one, and we'll complete the miniature. So last shade that we're applying is gonna be blue. And we're just gonna quickly apply it over the boots like this. You don't have to go through the entire section, like top section, because we're gonna re-highlight it and the red shade is already sitting over there. And the second boot, and we are done with shading our miniature. Now it's just, you know, after everything dries, re-highlighting the entire miniature, and we will go, and this is the completed blue. Okay, so we're gonna start cleaning up the miniature. So we're gonna go and we're gonna redo all the red parts. So everything around these muscles right there, for example, right there, all that we're gonna highlight back up to red. So you can see I highlighted this section and this section, and I'll show you everything completed. So you have to do it over the mask, face, and everywhere else. So you can see red completed and highlighted over it, so you can see all the muscles, all those things really standing out. And now we're gonna move to doing the white. We're gonna finish the shirt. So we're gonna take Celestial Grey and we're gonna apply it over the miniature. So all these raised parts, like on the back right there, I'm gonna go and re-highlight or clean up really to get the proper difference in the shades. So see all like on the back black section right there, and you're gonna go around those grooves and complete the entire section like this. So you can see Celestial Grey is completed, so you can see all the muscles, so the shirt is done. Now we're just gonna do a little bit on the hands and then boots, and the miniature is gonna be mostly completed. Okay, so now we're gonna retouch the skin tones and all the muscles. So be very careful because there is very limited and you don't want to go. So we're gonna touch up those muscles up again like this, and that's gonna make it stand out a lot more. So you want to clean up those specific areas, like you can see I did on that hand and the edge, and I'll show you how it looks through the entire thing. So you can see the skin completed. It gives you that very nice contrast on the miniature, and you can see how he really looks nice overall right now. We will do boots next. So next base color we'll use will be Contour Blue, and we're gonna go and clean up on the boots. So we'll go over like there, the raised parts, the grooves, to clean up the boots, like right in the middle. So this will be the section right there, and that's our miniature for now. You can see the boots and belt completed, so all the blues, everything looks awesome right now on him. So the only thing that we have left to do is start doing some highlights. Or not, we're gonna clean up the hair first, and then we're gonna do the highlights. So we're gonna finish hair. So we're gonna take Overland Sunset and we're gonna re-highlight the yellow strands to do individual hair. So you can see something like this on the side, so you can just highlight individual hair strands. And I'll show you completed in a second. So hair is completed. You can see the top section of the hair done. And we're gonna move to some highlights. So we're gonna go and we're gonna go start doing the red highlights. So we're just gonna take Evolution Scarlet and we're gonna go over raised muscles. So for example, just make sure you don't have too much paint on your brush. Take a small brush and it's gonna be straight lines right there on the individual muscles. That's gonna give you that additional texture as you go over this. So you can see 3 lines that I pulled. One there, one there, one there. And once you have everything, that's gonna be the red highlight. So you can see very delicate highlights over arms, over the red, over arms and legs. Arms, neck and legs and face. So we did those very, very delicate to show, you know, like a highlight of the muscle. And I'll move to white and miniature will be done. Okay, so next highlight that we're gonna be doing is gonna be all 2-1 gray. So we're gonna take it and apply it over the white parts of the shirts and the muscles. So like this, we're gonna go over and we're gonna create those lighter lines in few places that we want to, you know, raise up the muscle, like on the surface, like this. So you can see on the shoulder, and that will be the white part that we're gonna be highlighting. And I'll show you completed in a quick second. So you can see the white highlights on few places and on a little bit on the back. It's very light, so it almost merges in, but the miniature is completed and I'll show you what I did in a quick second. So I already applied mechanical standard gray to the base, and now pile driver, what I did before, right? I'm gonna just remove him from the white stack. That's gonna have to get repainted over because of the shade got stuck in there, and we literally gonna just be able to slide him into those holes. That's why I did this specific thing. So you can see now 2 of them sitting together look awesome. And we're gonna move to the next of the guys. So we're starting right now with Thunderbolt. So the first thing we're gonna do is, like always, apply base color, and on him it's pretty much just green and yellow, so we'll start with green because that's more. And once we apply everywhere like this, that will be our Thunderbolt. So you can see green completed, and now we're just gonna move to yellow. Then we have left only skin and hair. We're gonna move to our second base color, which is gonna be quick. Not quick, but pretty much we're gonna be half of the miniature. Wait, so we're gonna apply yellow to boots. We're gonna apply yellow to belt and, you know, part of the pants. Those typical superhero costume. We're gonna apply to the top mask. Put there. And gloves. So it's a lot of yellow to do. And once we have everything, I'll show you how the miniature looks like. So you can see the yellow part is done. I think if I restarted the miniature, I would start with painting yellow first and doing the green after. It was few hard spaces to get in, like between the ball, and just the coverage of yellow over green is not that good. I thought there's gonna be more green than yellow after all. But miniature already looks fun, and now we're gonna move to hair. So the only place we have to apply black, we're gonna move to black right now. So, and the only place we're gonna do is the hair. So we're gonna do it right over it, a button black right over the top of the hair. Be careful not to go over the yellow, something like this, and I'll show you completed in a quick second. So you can see the black finished on the top. So the hair is completed. Now we're gonna move to the skin tone, and we have all the base colors on this. We're gonna leave the chain for the next one. So we're gonna move to the last major thing, which is gonna be Boogeyman's Glow, and we're gonna apply it to the face. So we're gonna go over the face right there. Be careful over that face right there, and I'll show you complete in a second. So Boogeyman's Glow face is finished, so you can see the face applied right there. We're gonna do a quick teeth and the chain. So we're gonna move and do Quicksilver. waiting for the face to dry, and we're gonna apply everything to the ball and the chain like this, and I'll show you this in a second. So you can see the lead bircher is applied, it's still drying, and now we're gonna just do a quick teeth. Now the last color that we're gonna apply to this miniature is gonna be to the teeth. I'll show you right there, and I have to do it while miniature is leaning on something, so I will not, destroy it. So something like this, and once you have all the teeth, which I'm gonna be able to do quickly because it's very small, like this, now we have Thunderbolt completed. We're gonna start applying shades, but if you wanted to just have tabletop ready, you could put him on the table. So we're gonna apply Raycliffe Flesh shade, and we're gonna apply it to all the yellow and flesh parts. So we're gonna start with the face, including the teeth, because that's gonna give you that nice tone. So you're gonna apply it over all those yellows. Be careful not to go over the green, and give something like this, and I'll show you how it looks completed over the entire miniature in a second. Okay, so I applied Drakeland Flesh shade over the specific parts, like for example over the glove. I knew this is gonna come back to be just yellow, so I only applied over the places like fingers and so on. Same thing, I didn't apply over the entire belt. Like on the back, this is gonna be straight nice yellow, so I already left it, and I applied the shade. If you don't want to do highlights after all, you should apply shade everywhere to make it look more uniform. And now we're gonna move to the other shade, which is gonna be Bieltan Green. So we're gonna move to the green shade right now, and we're gonna apply it over all the leftover part of the costume. So all these green areas we're gonna apply quickly. Don't make it too much, something like this, and that will be the Bieltan Green. And I'll show you how it looks completed in a second. So you can see the green shade is applied, so Bieltan Green is applied over the entire miniature. It's drying right now, but that's all for shades. We're just gonna go clean up yellow, then clean up green. We're gonna shade the lead bircher with Argax, but we're gonna do it when we're gonna glue him to the miniature, because we're gonna do it together with the base, so it's gonna pull together. I don't want to do it twice. And that's all from shading. So now after shading, we're gonna go back to highlighting the miniature base colors like always. So we're gonna start with green. So we're gonna apply it all over the green parts. So all these raised parts we're gonna apply right there. This other muscle, and that's gonna clean up the layer on the miniatures. So I'll show you on the second how it looks completely clean. Okay, you can see the green is cleaned up. You can see much smoother colors on it, on his costume. And now we're gonna clean up the yellows. So we're gonna take Everland Sunset, and we're gonna go back again all these places that we did before. So for example, the belt buckle, all those raised parts, we're gonna go back with yellow. Like this, on the top. And then you're gonna do the boots, the raised sections, like right on that edge that I just did, right there. We're gonna do a little bit on the, costume, all those raised sections, and we're gonna follow the muscles, and then that's gonna be our cleanup. So you can see yellow completed. So the miniature has very smooth colors on it right now, and we're gonna do a few highlights on it. So we're gonna take a green highlight, and we're gonna highlight few muscles with the straight line like this. Just lines right over there, glove, muscle right there, muscle there. You can see like right in the front, I did those few highlights over there in the middle, and you're gonna do all the muscles, and I'll show you that in a second. So you can see the muscles highlighted, so you can see the nice highlight on green, and we're gonna do very quick highlight on yellow, and this part of the Wrecking Crew is done. So Thunderbolt is gonna be completed. So as we just did with green, we're gonna do a little bit with yellow, but a little bit less. But we're gonna go to all these lines, for example, right over that belt or pants, right there, and we're gonna make this highlight in yellow. So let me focus so you can see right there on the pants. Yep, and you're gonna do it over the neck, muscles, and I'll show you completed. So you can see a little bit of the highlight of yellow, like on the face, on the fingers, on the boots, on the back, and on the back muscles. And now we're gonna just glue him back together into the main man. And we're gonna move to the wrecker. Okay, so we're gonna move to the last of the team. So we're gonna start like always with main base color. So we're gonna apply Cobalt green over the entire suit. Other than the head and gloves, you know, where later on we're gonna do like a magenta color. Like this. So our wrecker Cobalt green is completed. So now we're gonna move to do the second base color, which is like, you know, violet, pink, violet more, and we'll go from there. Okay, we're gonna start our second color. So we're gonna start with purple. We're gonna apply it to boots. We're gonna apply it to the mask, and we're gonna apply it to the gloves. And I'll show you in a second how it looks completed everywhere. Okay, so you can see the Xenos purple completed on Wrecker. So it's his head, belt, boots, and gloves. And now we're gonna move to the skin tone. So the next base colors is Cadian Flesh. So we're gonna apply it literally right to his face right there. Around the mask, and I'll show you this completed in a second. So you can see the face completed. So the face is done, and now we're gonna move to the lead bircher. So our next piece is gonna be, you know, applying lead bircher over the crowbar. So we're gonna do something like this over the entire crowbar section, and I'll show you that completed in a quick second. So you can see the crowbar completed fully in silver, and we now gonna move to start shading. Oh no, we're gonna do the buttons and, you know, detail first. So we're gonna start with our first shade, which is gonna be Beltane green, which is, you know, majority of this miniature. So we're gonna apply it to all over green parts. I was thinking of doing the first color on, you know, all these buttons, but I looked at his card and it's green color. So we're gonna do a highlight afterwards. So we're gonna apply it like this, and I'll show you how it looks completed in a second. So you can see the full Beltane green applied to entire miniature. So all the green parts, and now we're gonna do the flesh tone. Rakeland Flesh shade is gonna be very quick. We're gonna just apply it right over the face. A little bit, just to give him a little bit of a detail over there. Almost like a glaze, and that's it. That's the completed flesh tone. And our last shade that we're gonna apply to this miniature is Druchii Violet. So we're gonna go over all those violet parts to get this a little bit of more depth and, you know, darker tone. So you're gonna apply it to the boots. Skip the belt, don't do the belt to just highlight more, it's already a little bit texture. This is very similar in color, so we're not going to be later highlighting it, because we just, you know, it's going to look almost identical. So just don't do it too much, and I'll show you completed in a second. So this is Wrecker with all violet shade applied, so apply all over the miniature. And now we're going to move back to cleaning up the green. So we're going to go back to cleaning the miniature. Like always, we're gonna take Cobalt green, not like always, and main base color, and we're gonna clean it up. So you're gonna go over the higher muscles like this, and we can apply over like this. So see on the leg, that's gonna give you that different contrast of the colors. And I'll show you once entire miniature is completed. So you can see how the miniature looks after cleaning up the Cobalt green. So it's nice shades, it transitions nicely, and you can see the purple is also nice smooth color. Surprisingly, Druchii Violet, it's covering very nice. So now we're gonna just do highlights with light green. We're gonna apply the light green right now back over a few locations. So the first thing we're gonna do is really do those buttons. So buttons right there. We're gonna do that vertical line. vertical line right over there, and then we're gonna do muscle highlights in this through entire miniature. So I'll show you complete miniature in a sec. So this is the Sybarite green. So you can see the highlights completed on this miniature. You can see how it nicely stands out, and we're gonna go to the very last color, and that will be pink highlights. So we're gonna take very light purple. I called it PM pink, but it's really purple, and we're gonna highlight a few lines like on the boots, right there, those folds, and gloves. So you can see something right there. I did the front of the boot, and we're gonna highlight all this purple things. So you can see the magenta highlights completed. Magenta, purple, and miniature looks awesome. So now we're gonna go take him and glue him with the remainder of the guys, and I'm gonna apply Argus Air straight over the entire base, and I'll show you the final miniature. So you can see Wrecking Crew completely built with the shade applied, and it's an amazing miniature, but somehow a lot of work. I think it's because every color in existence goes right into this miniature, but it's cool, it's nice, and I'll see you in the next video.